Hey everyone, Turf Teacher here. Just wanted to get started with our concept design course. As you can see, here is the printout within the course on the website. Go ahead and print this off. We are going to sketch this area real quick on trash paper before we transfer it to vellum. So let's go ahead and get started with this. We're going to draw it in quarter scale. Now, basically with this course, we are seeing a site inventory and analysis that we've already taken. So we already know how to draw property lines. We already know how to do baseline dimensioning based on the courses that we have offered this year if you've taken all 10 hours with us. And so now we are looking at a backyard and we've done our site inventory and analysis, such as fenced in, tall chain link fence. The back of the line of the fence is 35 feet from the back of the house. We have a planting area that the customer wants. We want to preserve off-site view. There's a distant mountain range. I live here in North Carolina, and there are a lot of our customers that have Pilot Mountain and Sartown Mountain and Hanging Rock as their views from their backyard. Another planting area, children's play area, another planting area, screen from the neighbor's privacy. They don't want to see the neighbors to the south. More planting area, a turf area, eating and entertainment area. So nice place for an outdoor kitchen. And then we need to do some screening to block out the large RV that the customers to the north plant. North is headed this way, so south is this way. And east is direct in front of us, and to the front of the house is our south. So the areas that we're going to draw the actual back of the house, and then we're going to draw the fenced line area. Once we do that, we're going to look at some concepts of this. You guys are going to have a smaller version. I'm going to blow this up to quarter scale. We're going to put it on an 18 by 24 sheet of paper. But for this course, for your 2-hour credits of North Carolina Irrigation CEUs, you're going to have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that you will work from, that you would download, do your concept design, and then place your irrigation system and then upload it to the website. So if you have any questions of that, it'll be explained in the course, or you can always give me a call or send me an email. But this should be fairly simple. I'm just showing you how to blow it up to 18 by 24, put it on vellum. That way you have a nice size drawing that you can always take to your clients. And so basically this helps us with that record drawing that we are to complete after doing an irrigation system. So basically we're taking this site inventory and analysis, blowing it up, putting it on vellum, doing some concept design, and then doing an irrigation system design. But you guys will do it on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and then you will take your phone, just like I'm doing, take a picture of it, email it to yourself, and then upload it to the website. It does not need to be graded, it just needs to be uploaded. That way it will unlock the quiz for you and unlock the proof of attendance. So let's go ahead and get started drawing this. Like I said, we are doing it in 1/4 inch equals a foot. So always write that down. I'm gonna start off with my smaller Papermate Sharpie, and then I have a Pentel sign pen to darken the house. I am so used to drawing pen on vellum, pen on mylar, pen on trash paper. We're on trash right now. Some people call it bum wad or onion paper. You know, early on in my design career, everybody was scared. They want to use pencil, that way they can erase. No, if I mess up, it's better to tear this trash off and put it in the trash bin and start over. It's faster to start over than to correct mistakes. So let's go ahead and get started with this concept design. We know that from the fence line over here, 15 feet is the corner of the house. then 25 feet to the first window. It's a 3-foot window. And then 6 feet is the next window. That's 3 feet itself. And then we have 10 feet to the glass sliding door, which is 6 feet itself. And then we have 3 feet in between the window here. That's 3 feet. And then 4 feet to the corner of the house. And 63 to 73, 10 feet to that fence. And we know that it's 35 feet off the back of the house. And so we will draw the rear of this house with the fenced in area. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. And to be honest with you, the easiest thing I think we can do is, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I like drawing my lines a lot longer. So from 0 to 73, I'm going to go ahead and get my quarter scale. It starts, we're going to read it right to left. We know that we can get 46 feet. So it's going to take a little bit more than 2 of these total rulers. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to just draw a line across. So that is this whole line right here. And I'm just going to pick a point to start my actual fence. Hopefully you can see the edge of it right here. My camera needs to be just a little bit taller. We're going to make it work. And so, as you can see, we have the fence coming over here, and we're just going to start measuring. So the first one is at 15. And I go ahead and I write the 15 right beside it. Then we're going to be at 25. Then we're at 28. Then we're at 34. We're at 37. And I know that we're at 46 here, and one more tick right there. We're at the 47 mark. And so 47 to 53 is 6. So I'm going to go ahead and mark over 6 feet. And that's going to be my 53. Then we're going to count over 1, 2, 3. We're at 56. We're going to 59. So 1, 2, 3, 59. Then we're going to go over 4 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 63. And then we're going to go over 63 to 73. We're going to go over 10 feet. So we're at 16. If I find 26, that puts me at the 73. And so 63 and 15 is my house. Didn't mean to shoot that paper that far out. We'll bring it back into your view. And 73 is the actual fence. And so we know that the 5-foot chain link fence is 35 feet from the back of the house. So I'm going to come around to the side and I'm going to mark 35 feet. And I've already drew it on the other side over here. So there's the back of my fence. I have my house and I have my chain link fence. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little more detail with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure up for my windows. So that the doors and the windows are all the same. So we finished that first window. We're at the glass sliding door. We're going to split it in half. It's a 6-foot door. So right at 3 is the middle. This just represents that it is a glass sliding door. All right, now that I've got the windows and the doors drawn, I want to make the house just a little bit darker. That way when we trace, we can see it through the vellum really good. So I'm doing my Pentel sign pen. And guys, believe it, these pens look the same as they did in 1994 through 1997 when I got my undergraduate in landscape architecture. And there we have the logistics of this house. And so I've taken it from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which could have been a survey. It could have been actually on legal paper. A lot of surveys back in the day were printed on your 8.5 by 14s, a legal sheet of paper. So it'd be a piece of paper a little bit longer, but wide enough to fit through the printer and a little bit longer to get some survey lines on it. Nowadays, when you purchase a house, you don't have to get a survey. In the 90s, when I first got started in this career, you had to. So every time we did a landscape design or we did an irrigation system, we had a survey that we could actually go by. And it was good to have that. But nowadays, we just don't. So we took our field notes, we're blowing it up so that we could put it on an 18.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Now, you know that we have the actual fence line. I'm not worried about the dotted edge. I'm only worried about inside the chain link fence. So this could actually be, property lines or whatever, but we're doing a backyard irrigation and landscape design. So we're going to keep it within the actual fence. Now that I've got it blown up to my trash paper, I'm going to go ahead and put it on vellum, and then I'm going to show you a landscape design that I want you to do. Now, remember, for this course, I don't want you to blow it up on 18.5 by 11. I'm not forcing you to go out and buy any of this size paper. Everybody has white paper like this in their printer. You're going to print out this thing right here. You'll have this one to look at, but you're also going to have a blank one on the course website that you can print out, do some little bit of sketching, and then pinpoint where you're going to put your irrigation design, and then come in, take a picture with your phone, and then you're going to upload it to the course. Now all you got to do is upload it. I don't have to grade it. Once you upload it, it marks that complete, which will then open up your quiz. You're going to take a 10-question quiz on this concept design, and then you'll be able to download your proof of attendance. So let's go ahead and trace this to some vellum. All right, so I already have a clean sheet of vellum, and it fits perfectly in the frame here. But what I do not have is my borders. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my borders. Real simple to do. I take and I mark on each end a quarter. I'm still using my quarter scale. Where'd it go? There you go. And I'll show you how to do this really, really simple. So basically, I'm just measuring a quarter up on each side at every corner. My borders do cross. That's fine. I love doing that. It gives it a little pizzazz to it. I'm glad to see designers coming back and doing a lot of hand drawing, especially on the residential side. Commercial, you're not going to get by with it, but you do see some rendering still with chart pack markers and Copic markers. And so I've got dots on each corner. Then I just flip my triangle over. I got to make sure I've got more line the dots up. And very, very simple. Draw my edges. And yes, I let them cross. Nothing wrong with that. Some people have a little hard time with that. Not E. You can get creative with your borders. That one didn't quite cross. We can go back, make it cross. But this is where you can get fancy, guys. You can put your own little touch as a designer on it. And I want to have a 3-inch title block. This allows me to put all my information about our company and our client and how we store and file these drawings. Date, scale, all that. And so there it is with a 3-inch title block. Now, what I do is I center up. You can have it at the top, so you can put your notes at the bottom, or you can center it right in the middle, however you want to do it. But we're going to square it up. Let's see if I got to turn my camera just a little bit, guys, to get all of it in there. Yep. And so let me square this up. With my triangle and T-square. I'm at my happiest, guys, when I'm doing drafting and sketching, and it's one of my favorite parts of landscape and irrigation is the plan part. Some may disagree. Some may agree, but it's still part of our industry and we have to do it. I didn't get enough tape down. My bad. You got to get it secure on your drafting table. And hopefully you guys have a drafting table in your studio or your office and you're able to complete this, because for one, it is the law. We have to do record drawings for our irrigation systems. So first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna draw the house. Let some of that air from underneath. Now, some people had rather come in and get a triangle, and that's fine. As long as you can hold it still, you're good to go. I do recommend drawing and then drawing a little bit and then sliding down and then drawing those lines to prevent smudging and smearing. And so those are your smaller horizontal lines. And then we're going to draw our actual footprint of the home before we come back and do our vertical. Let that kind of dry. Don't want any smudges. We'll do the house first. Pick it up, never pull it away. Then we got to come back in and draw the door and windows, and then get that fence. And I'm going to show you a way to actually draw this fence and make it look like a fence.
Can we bring the cart through here?
All right, so we've got our house complete, and I don't have a problem with you drawing this as a solid line, or if you wanted to make it 1/4 inch lines to actually show that it's dashed. And I'll show you how to do that, and we'll do it with a pencil. Actually just taking, 1/4 inch dashes and begins to be a little tedious doing this, but it is totally up to you guys how you represent your fence. So I like doing it like this. Just makes it look a lot prettier, a lot neater. But I'm going to leave that solely up to you guys. So you get the point with doing that. So it just depends on how you want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and finish it this way. You can kind of fast through the video to that point till we get to a completed design here. Eric's the neat freak, okay? So I'm basically just doing them 1/4. You know, stuff like this takes time. And I'm doing it, the little tick marks in pencil, so I can go back and erase. You'll hear all the commotion going on outside the studio. The quietest time for me to actually draw is at midnight. There's always going to be somebody. And then I'm just skipping every other one. And I have a lot of students that do not do the actual skipping like this, and that is a-okay. Usually I'm listening to Turfs Up Radio as I do this, which is an app for the green industry. And if we wanted to actually make this look a lot more like a fence, what we could do is add some circles every 6 feet, as we see actually right there. But I like people to see my drawings and notice that it is an actual fence. There's no questions asked. I love how that worked out perfectly. And so we just got to do the back. Might take a little bit, but we like making our stuff look good, don't we? I was born in August, which makes me a Virgo. And my senior studio professor in landscape architecture school asked me that one day. They're like, when were you born? What's your birthday? I said August. She goes, no wonder you have to have everything so perfect. So us Virgos, that's what we do. We enjoy it, right? We enjoy perfection. Like I said, you could forward through me dashing in the fence. I'll show you how to make it look more like a fence with those posts. Bingo. I usually have my tongue out. I was called the Michael Jordan of design in school. My classmates gave me a hard time. So there you go. We have our fence drawn in. And I'm gonna look and see if I've got a circle template small enough for a fence post here. Took a lot of this stuff home because it is winter break. We have let's see if I got a green one so you guys can see it a little bit better. Off that white paper doesn't show up that good, but we did do fence posts. They're actually 4 foot on center. No, not quite. But you could represent fence posts just like that. Let's center it up. We'll just go back to my quarter scale. So we're at 25 feet. So we can do 1, 5, 10, new, reading it the wrong way. So we're gonna do them every 6 feet. 12, 18, 24, 30. There we go. And you can make them with that. And we shall do the same. There's one little other touch that we can actually make to make this look a lot more like a fence, is that you can come in and put a dot in between your 1/4 inch spacing. Guys, I know we have different styles, different everything, but it just helps pop it. Simple as that. And we're going to match it. Real short and sweet. Like I said, I'm going to show you some student drawings here. It's first year design, but it'll kind of give you an idea of where everything is at, everybody is at. And then put our dots in between. And we have a true fence looking structure from bird's eye view. A lot of this does represent property lines sometimes, but we've denoted that it is a chain link fence. And so all we got to do is our fence post in the back. We're going to do those every 6 feet. We're going to do those every 6 feet. We're coming up on 40 minutes of lecture. Six, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, so we're gonna 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Finishes up right there. Hope you guys have had a great year and that you're planning for even a better 2026, as this course is being produced on December 17th, 2025. then do our dots. Got a little bit of smearing on my paper, but that's okay. Blue eraser will take that out. My wife knows I've been in studio when marker is all over my hand. All right, guys, so we have drawn our base plan to do our concept design. Now, typically what we would do, next point would be, I would go ahead and tear, scratch or trash paper. And before I actually put it on my vellum, I'm coming in here and I am going to tape this down really quick. And kind of show you step by step how I do that. And then we'll look at a completed drawing from a student. This is actually part of an exam I give at the college. But we have everything like that. So like with my screening, okay, I know that I'm going to have to have me some shrubbies right here, right? And I'm gonna kind of do it in pencil real quick. But I want to screen out that RV. I want to have me a planting area there. But the next step, guys, is come in and there's my screening. So I'm setting up all of this, more screening over here. We follow this concept, our site inventory and analysis, based on visiting the site and making it happen. That's where it's at. We're taking that screening a little bit further over here. Yeah, so maybe we're going to do some cedars. But I do my concept like this before I fine detail it on my vellum. Again, kind of rough before I actually go in and make it look really nice and color it up. But I've got some cedars here, Cedars deodora to screen the neighbors. I've got some Nellie Stevens over here, and I would make it look more Nellie-fied over there. And basically we're doing everything that's on here. We're going to preserve those views. So nothing planted back there, and do a nice little landscape design and a nice irrigation design. So what we're going to do is you're going to actually draw it. You're actually going to draw it on a size of paper. You're going to draw it on a size of paper like this and make it happen.